In the middle of the Namib Desert, there is a town slowly disappearing beneath the sand. Rooms that once held furniture are now filled with dunes. Staircases lead into silence. Doorways open into empty rooms where the desert has poured through the windows. This is Kolmanskop, a ghost town in southern Namibia. But it was not always empty. More than a century ago, this abandoned place was one of the richest settlements in the region. It had electricity, a hospital, a school, a theater, a ballroom, even an ice factory. All of it built because of one thing: diamonds. Then, almost as quickly as it appeared, the town was left behind. The people moved on, the buildings were abandoned, and the desert began to take it back. Today, Kolmanskop is one of the most haunting ghost towns in the world. Not because something violent happened there, not because of a single disaster, but because it shows how quickly wealth, ambition, and entire communities can vanish, leaving only walls, shadows, and sand. The story of Kolmanskop began in 1908. At the time, Namibia was under German colonial rule, and railway workers were clearing sand from the tracks near Lüderitz. One worker noticed something unusual in the desert: a small, shining stone. It was a diamond. That discovery changed everything. Soon, more diamonds were found scattered across the desert floor. The area became the center of a diamond rush. Fortune seekers arrived, mining companies moved in, and in one of the harshest landscapes on Earth, a wealthy mining town was built. Kolmanskop rose from the desert. Its houses were built in a German architectural style. Inside them were decorated rooms, polished floors, and imported furniture. For a place surrounded by dry sand and wind, the town was surprisingly luxurious. Fresh water was brought in. Electricity powered the buildings. There was a hospital with advanced medical equipment for the time. There were shops, sports facilities, entertainment halls, and social clubs. People attended parties, concerts, and theater performances. From the outside, Kolmanskop looked almost impossible. A European-style town standing in the Namib Desert, built on diamonds. But the wealth beneath the sand would not last forever. As the years passed, the diamond fields around Kolmanskop began to decline. The richest deposits were worked heavily. Then, in 1928, even larger diamond reserves were discovered farther south, near the Orange River. That discovery changed the future of the town. The center of the diamond industry shifted away. Families left. Workers moved. The money followed the diamonds. Kolmanskop began to empty. By the 1930s, the decline was already clear. By the 1950s, mining had stopped. And by 1956, the town was abandoned. What had once been a symbol of sudden wealth became a settlement with no reason to exist. The desert did not destroy Kolmanskop in one dramatic moment. It entered slowly, grain by grain, through broken windows, under doors, across floors. The wind pushed sand into bedrooms, kitchens, corridors, and hospital rooms. Dunes formed inside the houses. Some rooms filled so deeply that the sand reached the windowsills. Others became smooth, silent chambers of gold and shadow. The strange thing about Kolmanskop is that it does not look completely ruined. Many of the buildings still stand. The walls remain. The shapes of the homes are still visible. But inside, the desert has replaced daily life. No voices, no music, no footsteps, only sand. That is what makes the town so unsettling. It is not just abandoned, it is being slowly erased, and the evidence of the people who lived there is still visible. A doorway, a staircase, a bathtub, a painted wall, a hospital corridor, all half swallowed by the Namib Desert. Kolmanskop is now a protected tourist site, and visitors come to photograph its surreal interiors. But behind the striking images is a darker story. It is a reminder of how quickly a place can rise when wealth is found, and how quickly it can be forgotten when that wealth moves somewhere else. The people of Kolmanskop did not build a town because the desert was welcoming. They built it because diamonds made the desert valuable. Once the diamonds were gone, the desert was left alone with the buildings, and the desert has been reclaiming them ever since. Today, Kolmanskop stands between history and disappearance, not fully alive, not fully gone. A town of empty rooms where the sand keeps rising, a place built from diamonds, abandoned by people, and slowly buried by time. This is the story of Kolmanskop, the ghost town swallowed by the desert.